Hello everyone, I finally present to you on my channel the abomination of a deck. It's Butcher Shop. Why? We'll never find out. But this is a horror that has been around since Order and Chaos and will continue to plague our world as D&D looms around the corner. Why Sync instead of Near Earth Hub? Well, the reason is actually pretty simple. You have a smaller, leaner deck size, allowing you to draw your kill pieces that much quicker. You also can afford to run less agendas, which means that you're running all the important agendas, no superfluous builds or the like. There are so many ways that you can kill the runner with this deck. Mid-seasons, when they steal an agenda, and you have the credit lead. 24/7 news cycle when you have two agendas, one of which is a breaking news. This is not too hard to achieve because you have 3 breaking news in your deck. All of them are fast advanceable. It's very hard to stop. If the opponent doesn't run plus crit and you scored your 2 agendas, you are more or less victorious. And of course, there's the manual breaking news advance for any runner too slow to break through an early remote. Another big reason to play Sync over Near Earth Hub is that this deck is almost entirely event or rather operation powered. There are only 3 assets, 3 Jackson Howards, that's it. So I won't be triggering Near Earth Hub's ability more than 2 or 3 times should I be playing this with NEH instead. So all my economy is operation based. And this is why I keep my opening hand. There are no agendas and I have early econ. This allows them to fear my mid seasons, or at least the threat of it. I'm playing up against Haley today, and as we all know, Haley has very slow setup time, but it accelerates very quickly when I see that he plays double cash so early on. Hopefully he doesn't find his ESOPs too quickly, otherwise I'll be in big trouble. I do have 2 kill pieces in my hand already. This is one of the biggest strengths of Sync. 44 card deck, very easy to find your kill pieces. I immediately set up a scoring remote. You want to try to score agendas. Make no mistake. Agendas are meant for you to be scored because if the runner is running any sort of kill prevention, you need to be able to win via agenda points. Astro Train is always an option. And yeah, it is going to be your last mode to victory if they completely shut down your Scotch Shelves and traffic accidents. So he immediately finds an Explodapalooza and gets rid of the Gutenberg tag. Now, do I find the mid-seasons that I so badly need? I try to Jackson for it, and it falls short. No mid-seasons, so I have to let him go. But I will get the Astro script in the remote server. I think he will be reluctant to run it. Now, against Butcher Shop, the biggest mistake you can make is to install any sort of breaker, because almost certainly you don't need any breakers. There are a couple of gear check eyes in here, but the majority of my eyes is tag based, Gutenberg, Data Raven, etc. He does not contest my Astro script, so it's mine. All mine. Mine. Alright. Very hard to decide what to chuck here. I decide to chuck the QPM. If he steals a 1-pointer, it's not the end of the world for me, and it's not an agenda that I really want to score anyway. I do find my mid-season, so I'm now looking to get money in the form of Sweets Week and clicking for credits. He plays a Clot, so that prevents me from Astro training out, which is a pity because I top deck the second Astro script. So again, one of the biggest benefits is that Butcher Shop really only needs 2 agendas, Astro script and breaking news. One enables the kill, one enables the agenda victory. The other agendas are more or less irrelevant. That is why I play QPM. It takes up a lot of deck slots, but it fills your agenda quota while being a very defensive agenda, which is exactly what you need. It used to be NAPD, but now with D&D, Quantum Predictive Model is the way to go. I go for the Astro here, and I taunt him into running that server. If he does, I should be able to get a successful mid-seasons off. Let's see what he does here. He is slowly setting up his board. Very slow setup with professional contacts, allowing me to abuse the early opening with the window of opportunity early on to get an Astro out and potentially a second one about to arrive. He clicks Proco 4 times, so that allows me to get my second Astro on the board. This is very huge. Having 2 Astro tokens basically guarantees me the game win, because unless he is able to keep Clot on the board perpetually, he is going to suffer a lot he's going to suffer a lot basically, because I can easily install an Astro script advance it once, and then score it with the remaining 2 Astro tokens. So he continues setting up his board, getting an SMC, cloak. The cloak will be completely useless, trust me on that. You don't go for a singular... I mean, if you're single-minded in going for just one plan, it's not going to work out very well for you. If your only single-minded plan is to install breakers and then run when you have all your breakers, it's not going to end very well. But let's see what he does anyway. He intends to assault my remote, and I show him the data raven. Let's see if he decides to run through it. So here's where Sync really punishes you. It's a minor tax, only 1 extra credit to remove the tag from data raven, but it adds up over the course of the game, enables mid-seasons that much more, etc. He does bring out his Switchblade and installs Refractor with Haley, and gets to the end seeing a quantum predictive model which he scores for me. Thank you. And yes, this is why quantum predictive model is so great. Awful for the runner, great for me. Dies to Film Critic, but he doesn't have it out. Not many decks run more than 1 copy of Film Critic, so I don't have to worry too much about that. Now he tries to assault R&D. He's going to see 2 cards because he does have an R&DI on Personal Workshop. That's something I have to keep into account. Do I rest the Enigma now that he has Refractor out? The answer is no. I'll let him go through. I think mid-seasons is pretty much dead at this point, and who cares about tagging him anyway? I'm already at 5 agenda points. I do not need to win via meat damage. I'm just going to score the final agenda. I can easily score an Explodapalooza. Any 2-point agenda for the win. Astro or Explodapalooza. As long as I join to it, I can score it in one turn. Fast advance, as long as Clot's not on the table. And there are no clone chips on the table yet. So keep that in mind. I'm already on 5 points. Match point for me. I cash up a lot. This is this really slows down the runner, because now he's forced to consider, okay, I think I really need to get some money before I even consider running his servers, otherwise I might get mid-season down. And it's at this point that we both realize that he's still tagged from the data raven that he ran through the remote. So yeah, he did break my Gutenberg with Switchblade, which does come in handy. I guess this is a good use of your breakers. The Stealth Breaker suite actually works very well against Gutenberg, but it still doesn't solve the problem of Data Raven. So he runs through HQ last click. Very dangerous to run last click. If he hits a TGTBT, he's done for. But nope. He does break my Gutenberg with Switchblade and sees a 24/7 news cycle. I don't have a breaking news score, so I can't trigger it yet. Now I find a breaking news, but I can't score it because of Clot, so I have to purge Clot. So I'm slowing down now, and this is his opportunity to strike. But it's very hard for him to do anything at all. It's very hard for him to accomplish anything. The best he can do is lock R&D, which is probably a very good idea. But with breaking news ready to go and 24/7 news cycle with the meat damage in my hand, I have the kill combo in 2 turns. He runs archive, so I finally decide to sack Jackson and give him an Explodapalooza. Wait, did I don't know. Anyway, yes, he does find an Explodapalooza from my archives and decides to run my R&D to see 2 cards. Now this gets a bit dicey because he finds the 3rd Explodapalooza. So there's only 1 2-pointer left in my deck that I can actually score to win, and he's on 6 points, and he's running again. Oh no, he's playing Clone Chip. I see a shipment from Sansan. So without any form of clock recursion, I'm just going to score. No, I'm going to play mid-season. Yes, I do have to kill. I do the math and realize that I am 7 credits ahead, which means that I can mid-seasons him for the game. But he is Haley. He can install Plascrete from his hand by installing a hardware this turn, and he has a hardware hosted on Personal Workshop. So I am aware of that. I asked him for reactions before I play my next card. He says there are no reactions. I play Traffic Accident, which snipes the Plascrete from his hand. I ask him again, does he want to react? And he realizes he screwed up at that point. He should have liberated the clone chip from Personal Workshop and played the Plascrete before I got any meat damage in. Once I got the meat damage in, and if it snipes off the Plascrete, he's done for. So that was a small little error on his part that basically cost him the game. And it was very fortunate for me because I played the Traffic Accident first and had a lower shot of sniping the Plascrete. I should have played the Scorched Earth first. I'm conditioned to play Traffic Accident first because of I had worse, but in this situation, you actually want to do the reverse. So a very interesting dynamic there that ended up allowing me to win the game. Poor Haley. She had the solution in hand, but didn't get to use it. What other ways are there to deal with Butcher Shop, you might ask? Well, here's a non-exhaustive list of them. Ordered in decreasing order of effectiveness. Pluscrete is the most effective by far. It won't save you against Scorched Earth Traffic Accident, admittedly, which is a big problem. But if you can avoid getting mid-season, as long as you have Pluscrete, you are pretty good, because 24/7 is like Seesaws in that it limits you to having only 2 clicks to execute your kill combo, which means Pluscrete should keep you safe. Following that is I've had worse, in the similar vein as Pluscrete, and having more utility in general, which is why more people are moving away from Pluscrete into other solutions that don't require you to include a dead card against HB or Jinteki. Film Critic and New Angeles City Hall is a very underrated combo that I think more people should be trying out. The biggest problem is that it cannot be tutored. So if you're only running one copy of each, it's going to be very inconsistent. You might not find both pieces. You need both pieces because New Angeles City Hall is destroyed when you steal an agenda. But with Film Critic, you can afford to go the entire game without stealing an agenda. All you have to do is to host every single agenda on Film Critic. This allows you to be immune against mid-seasons because Film Critic dodges that. Immune against Seesaws and 24/7, and breaking news because of New Angeles City Hall. Basically, you can never ever take a single tag, and against Sync, you don't have to pay the 3 credit tax for taking a Data Raven tag. This is an absolute beast of a combo that can render most Butcher Shop decks helpless. The only way Butcher Shop's going to win against this combo is by scoring out. The problem is in its setup. Finally, you have Guise, Haley, and Exile, IDs that have inbuilt defense against Flatline. They are not very effective, particularly Exile. It's very hard to get 3 clone chips up. For Guise and Haley, it's not so bad, but that still requires some setup, and setting up means that you're allowing Butcher Shop to score Astro Scripts, which is probably not good for you anyways. Yeah, and the biggest problem on the other side of the board, the corp side, is losing via R&D. MBN always had the problem of porous ice, meaning centrals are very leaky, and it carries over here as well. Even here, I found myself nearly on the verge of losing because he dug R&D so deep with R&D interface. Thankfully, it wasn't a medium, and I really cannot afford any more deck space to counter R&D digs. I'm already running Ice Light, and most of my ice are porous. I can't dedicate any more slots to defending against R&D digs. So this is why you need Quantum Predictive Model. It is a huge boon to Butcher Shop because it is innate defense against R&D digs, just as Snare is in Jinteki PE. In addition, Quantum Predictive Model also enables 24/7 news cycle should a runner decide to run through Data Raven to access multiple cards on R&D. If you have breaking news and the runner scores a QPM for you, voila, your kill combo is live. If they don't have a Pluscrete or I've had worse, they're dead. So, Butcher Shop has so many ways to win now, which is why it's getting even more and more scary, and which is why I think it'll be a dominant force in tournaments to come once D&D hits the tables. I'm not sure as to how consistent it will be. I don't know if but I do know that the skill cap is not as high as some of the other decks, which would make more players gravitate towards it, just like Noise. Is this good for the game? I don't know. You can leave your comments on it in the comment section below. But for now, thanks for watching and happy net running. Goodbye.